These are the top 3 books to read if you're interested in economics. Now, a lot of you have been asking for this for a while in the comments, so I'm sorry that it took me so long, but here it finally is. I have been scouring my bookshelves to find you the top 3 books that I think are the best for someone who's interested in economics. What I've aimed to do here is have books that are accessible to the general reader, but also have some specific elements in them that will be interesting to you if you're, say, an expert on economics or have an advanced level of understanding already. All of the books I'm going to talk about will be linked in my bio, so click on that link and you can find out how you can purchase these. So the first book on my list, some of you may groan because it's a bit of an obvious one, is Freakonomics. Now, this is a book I think everyone should read. It's a fantastic read, very engaging, but it basically looks at economics and economic principles and applies them to the real world. And what's most interesting and what's most entertaining about this book is it tests kind of basic economic hypotheses and applies them with real world data with some really interesting outcomes. It's also a great introduction to the field of behavioral economics. This is actually a really interesting field which uses sociology and psychology to question the traditional rational assumptions of economics. So it's a top book and definitely worth checking out. The second book on my list is a bit more specialized, and that is To Sell is Human. What this book does is basically reinvent the way that we view sales and view best business practices. So traditionally it talks about this idea of ABC, meaning always be closing. What Pink does is he reimagines that initialism to make it about attentiveness, buoyancy, and clarity. And he goes through tips and tricks that we can all use in our everyday lives, which are sales focused, but will help us achieve our goals and objectives. So as someone who kind of works in sales indirectly, this book was really helpful to me. So I'd recommend it to you guys as well. Final book on this list is perhaps the prettiest book I own, maybe at least of a softback and not a hardback. And that is Prisoners of Geography by Tim Marshall. As you can see, the design is fantastic, but actually the contents is pretty good as well. So what this does is take a geospatial approach to politics and economics. So it looks at countries based on their geographical positioning. And this is then used to explain things such as trade, such as political development, and also economic development. And I think the disciplines of politics, economics, history, they all kind of feed into each other, and we can't explain one without the other. So I think an interdisciplinary approach which is used in this book is really helpful. But I think this is a really good introduction to global economics and global politics as well. So I highly recommend this book. And there was one final book I was going to put on this list, but top 3 sounds a bit better. So what I've done is I've linked it in the bio, so it'll be there with the other 3 books as well. So do let me know in the comments down below, what's your favorite economics related book? And if you end up reading any of these books, then please come back to this video and let me know what you thought about them in the comments down below. I'd love to start a discussion about them down there. Until the next time, bye bye.